Now that I've completed my resume, it's time to check my work. So I'm going to a browser window and I'm going to go to let's get this right, validator.w3.org. And this is a validation markup service. So let me move my window back up. Validator.w3.org will allow me to validate by URL, by file upload, or by direct input. Validate by URL just means give me an absolute URL. We all know what an absolute URL is by now from the presentation slides, the online YouTube videos, and that's what you provide here, a link to your web page. You can also validate by file upload. You could upload a local file off of your machine, or you could validate by direct input, and that is the method that I'm going to use right now. So let me get back over to my resume that I created. What I'm going to do is copy all of the code in my resume, right click, copy, and paste it right into this validation direct input text box. And press the check button. This document was successfully checked as XHTML 1.0 strict. So if you've coded everything up right and correctly, then green is good. Otherwise, you're going to get red. So let me show you an example of red. And we'll introduce some mistakes in here just to illustrate the point of how to fix them. Watch what happens. One simple tag, I remove it. Here's my H1 for David Dolan. Let's say that I don't close it right, or I don't close it at all. Let's see the effect of that. I'm just going to copy all of this code back over, delete the code in the box, paste it again, and revalidate it. And all of a sudden, I have 12 errors with this page. The reason I'm going through this example is because I just want you to understand what one error in your code can do here in the validator. One simple error created 12 errors. Let's look at the comments here. Line 14, column 6, document type does not allow an HR here. Missing one of the following: object, insert, delete, map, button, start tag. Okay, that's a little bit cryptic for most people, especially the first time you're in here. All it means, and all you really need to know, is line 14, column 6. We can go look there. Let's go look at line 14, column 6. Okay, line 14. Here's what I would say to you. Look at line 14 and consider that something wrong has gone on before that point, and the next previous line is just line 12. And if you were to look at your code, it should be obvious once you get more familiar with HTML to see that you never closed your header tag. Okay, and that's all the problem was. These little mistakes will cause us big headaches. Now, what it thinks is happening is this H1 is open and it's looking down here at the entire document and saying, oh, it's never closed. You can't have paragraphs inside of H1s. You can't have a horizontal rule inside of an H1 tag. That's a header. A horizontal line doesn't belong in a header. Neither does a paragraph or an H2. So just close this up and you'll be fine. So that's going to be the bulk of the mistakes that you make. Okay, other things that you might do. Let's say that you have some text down here, such as lines 31 through 35, that rightly should be in a paragraph. You have to take all your text, all of your images, all of your content, and place it inside of some type of a block level container. Block level containers, paragraph, and the header tags. Those are the ones that we know at this point. So what happens if you don't do that? Let's see. I'm going to copy all this stuff back over to my document, paste it, and revalidate. 12 errors again. Line 12, column 24. Guess what? I put an H2 here on line 12 instead of an H1. Let's try again. Copy. Get rid of all that and paste my code again. And I just scroll down and revalidate my page. And I get 5 errors, 1 warning. So let's scroll down and let's see where the first error is. Line 31, column 5. Character data is not allowed here. Okay, so just get used to the type of messages that it gives you. Character data is not allowed here. All you really need to do is know your XHTML rules and know what some of your common mistakes are going to be when you're coding. Okay, and avoid those, or just know them, and then when you see these errors you'll be able to easily identify them. And you can look here and it shows you examples of mistakes. Putting text directly in the body of the document without wrapping it in a container element, or what I call a block element, such as a paragraph. So this right here is very important to note. And that's the cause of the mistake. And then, since you didn't have that paragraph in there, there are other things that happen. Everywhere that you inserted a break tag, that's not right. It should also be in a container, because XHTML does not allow a break tag here. Okay, it has to be within some type of a container, like a paragraph. And that's all of your mistakes right there. So all you have to do is find line 31, column 5, line 31, column 5, and just look at it and say, something is missing here. Yes, it's text. It needs to be enclosed within a container tag, and you're good to go. So those are some of the common mistakes. Okay, even these little things. Look at this. On this H1, let's say that I forgot the closing bracket. Look at what happens. 1 error, 2 warnings. Okay, and it tells me on line 14 I have an unclosed end tag. Okay, but that's not that bad. And it even tells you line 14 I expected a closing bracket. That's actually kind of helpful. Go put it back in. Alright, so those are some of the common mistakes that can be made. So what you do is you keep working and massaging your page and adding code to it, wrapping elements around all of your text until you get the results that you want, and then you go to validator.w3.org, copy all of your code in the box, paste it into the box, validate it. Here it is, paste it. Validate your page and see the errors, and then work through 1 error at a time. Good luck.